If you don't have power in this country, you suffer and die. If you have power, you go scot-free. Right. President Tinubu, all of this is happening under your watch. I will ask you a question.
All right.
So,
all right.
It's in the era of President Tinubu, all of this happening. We have to speak truth to power.
All right.
Let's go and spade a spade now. What country are we living in?
All right. Okay.
The leader is the moral head of every country.
Guys, recall a couple of weeks or about a week before VDM was kidnapped by the Nigeria authority. Now, he did a video against Wit Abatti, and Wit Abatti actually was the one, that attacked him first. Okay, so now today they were deliberating on this issue at the studio, and while Rufai and the rest was lambasting the authority on the way they've gone, you understand, the VDM matter, Wit Abatti was trying to bend, was trying to corner Rufai, give him water. Also, in this video about to watch, you're going to be seeing how Amnesty International reports, at Tinubu government to international community, how, he has apprehended VDM and tried to shut him up. I'm happy this issue has gone above just Nigeria. Please ensure you share this video. Let me like it. Thank you.
If you don't have power in this country, you suffer and die. If you have power, you go scot-free. Right. President Tinubu, all of this is happening under your watch. I will ask you a question.
All right.
So, all
right.
It's in the era of President Tinubu, all of this happening. We have to speak truth to power.
All right.
Let's go and spade a spade now. What country are we living in?
All right. Okay.
The leader is the moral head of every country. The leader is the moral head.
There are legal processes.
All right. Well, in the wake of public outcry following the arrest of activist Maltr atin, also known as Very Dark Man, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission finally released a statement on Tuesday defending its right to hold him. The EFCC stated in a post on X that VDM was arrested due to petitions involving alleged financial crimes and that he had refused to respond to multiple invitations. Well, the tweet reads in part: the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, in the exercise of its mandate of tackling economic and financial crimes, invited Martins Vincent Osher owing to a series of petitions bordering on sundry issues of alleged financial crimes raised against him. He refused to show up in spite of several invitations sent to him through his known addresses and medium of communication. The petitions pertain to grave allegations of financial malfeasance, which cannot be ignored by the Commission. The EFCC has a lawful right to hold Osher in custody like any other suspect being investigated by the Commission. The appropriate remand order was obtained. In this regard, he has been offered an administrative bail and will be released after fulfilling all the bail conditions. Well, this, of course, tweet has garnered a lot of reactions then by, really, because a lot of people, were saying, really, was VDM really invited by the EFCC and declined? I mean, because we've seen several videos of VDM, saying that EFCC cannot even invite him in the first place because he has no, charges for any reason whatsoever. But let me take this tweet from Chooks. He wrote, a video has emerged showing that EFCC extended an invitation to Very Dark Man. However, reports suggest that he allegedly refused to acknowledge or respond to the invitation. Well, let's take a look at that video posted by Chooks.
It is noteworthy that the Commission extends an invitation to the ex-convict and the Very Dark Man to come and assist the Commission in unraveling the identities of the officers of the Commission to whom the alleged bribe of the sum of 50 million naira was paid. Regrettably, up to this moment, none of them have honored the invitation. While appreciating the seriousness attached to this incident and the noble steps taken by this Honorable House to unravel the truth contained in this allegation in the viral video, for the sanctity of the institution and the nation Nigeria, the Commission wishes to assure this Honorable House and the general public that on our part, we are committed to getting to the root of this matter and appropriate actions will be taken accordingly.
All right. I mean, this was during the saga of Bob Risky. I believe VDM had made some comments at that time, and then you have it here where the EFCC actually did, make a press conference to invite him to their, office. Meanwhile, supporters of VDM continued their protests yesterday, demanding his release.
Outside for VDM, 100. Oh yeah, now let's calm down.
Why are they carrying animals for us? Why are they carrying dogs? They don't even tell. They go us tear gas. Why are they going tear gas? Why? Why would they go tear gas? Enough is enough.
What do we want? VDM! What do you want? VDM! What do you want? VDM! What do you want? Free by that man, we don't go.
Release every dark man! Release every dark man!
We no go green, oh, we no go green. Free VDM, we no go green. We no go green, oh, we no go green. Free very dark man.
Free very dark man.
We no go green, oh, we no go green.
We no go green, free very dark man. Free VDM.
Oh, that last video there, Vimbai, was in London. And you saw school children. We've seen several videos of people demanding VDM's release. The EFCC also debunked claims that it arrested VDM because of the activists' constant attacks on its operation. I'll read part of their tweet here. They wrote in that statement, "It is needful to admit that the Commission is aware of several unguarded attacks of the suspect against its operation. While such conduct is condemnable, his arrest was not informed by such attacks. The relevant law enforcement agency will be allowed to look into them." Well, here's VDM in several videos that have now gone viral, accusing the EFCC of corruption.
The corruption of EFCC has literally no limits. So basically now, anybody when Tinubu they vex with or APC they vex with, now EFCC they go pursue. EFCC is not competent enough to say they want the whole person for fraud. They don't get that credibility at all. Say there's no agency in Nigeria where corrupt with EFCC. I don't say EFCC go they wonder how I take find out, but like I said, I got eyes everywhere and I get informants for everywhere. EFCC are the most corrupt people. Like I said, 90% of them are corrupt. When they are ready to let me prove it, I'll prove it to them. Very dark man defame EFCC. Let's go to court. Let us go. And we prove it that 90% of you are corrupt. I know you people will be wondering how I found out, but here's the thing. The truth is that I have informants in your office.
All right, there, VDM says, "I have informant in your office." I mean, would you blame Nigerians for saying this is the reason why he was picked up? Because on several occasions, he has come out to say that the EFCC is corrupt. Before I come to you, Vimbai, I'll take this final tweet from Excel. He wrote in part, "What's even more suspicious is the EFCC's admission that they are aware of his unguarded attacks. That's the real issue here. VDM speaks truth to power. He calls out corruption, exposes hypocrisy, and disrupts the comfort of those who hide behind institutions to loot with impunity. Now, instead of addressing the rot he has exposed, the system is trying to silence him through a conveniently timed arrest. The Commission talks about remand orders and administrative bail as though they are doing VDM a favor. Let's not get it twisted. Due process is not a privilege. It is a right. If he's been granted bail, why is he still in custody? Or is it yet another example of selective justice and unlawful detention masquerading as procedure?"
There's so many issues muddled up together where this particular case is concerned. But I think the focus is on due process from the EFCC, because if due process is followed, a lot of the other speculation that then begins to happen is subdued. So if you say rightfully EFCC has the right to say that we have information or we have evidence pertaining to X, Y, or Z, they can do that to anybody, no problem. But then if the procedure is followed, then we can sit and observe and wait for the process to play itself out. There's still questions about how he was arrested, because his brother says they were bundled up. It was like a kidnapping. That is still a question mark. Why is the EFCC? Yes, fine. Even if let's assume that he refused to honor the invitation, does that warrant him being bundled up, and being taken to a place that they said for a while they didn't know his whereabouts? So definitely, we cannot overestimate the importance. We cannot overestimate the importance of due process. Now, there are so many issues here. The other issue that I wanted to look at was the issue, the protests, right? I think that it's formidable to see young people rising up for what they believe in. And I hope that if there's such an organized group of people with this much passion, that it can be bigger than VDM. I hope that it can be about the core foundation of the issue. As much as this is what has triggered this, it's important for us to also remember that, yes, okay, let's protest free VDM and so forth. It can be anybody tomorrow. So let's remember to have a wider conversation around we're protesting the fact that there needs to be due process in this system. Right. Nobody should be witch hunted or appear to be witch hunted because they want to call out the powers that be. The EFCC maintain that they have a case. Well, let's hear what that case is. Right. And we hope that from now on, things can be done by the book.
Right.
I agree that the buck stops with the president, is the leader of the land. You see, we forget, we can all say that the president doesn't have anything to do with the court. We forget that the president is supposed to be the moral beacon of any nation. And what happens in any nation falls under the president. I mean, look at all these heinous activities and crimes that are being perpetrated. The high-handedness. What EFCC has done to VDM, is it right? Let's call it speed is speed. They arrested the man. You didn't issue a statement all this while. You said, fraud, malfeasance and everything. You have not even shown us a charge. You are talking administrative bail. He's not been bailed. We are hearing counter and counter narrative. The truth has to be said. If a man had called that EFCC in the past, that they are corrupt and all of that, didn't the EFCC chairman himself say they have bad eggs amongst them? Why are we talking like we don't live in Nigeria? All you just need to do is to call him to corroborate. So the question we are asking is, what is going on? Is it because the man does not have the paraphernalia of security and states? Didn't the same EFCC try to go and arrest Yahya Bello? Didn't they push them away because military, police meets police? And he was being guarded. Didn't the EFCC chairman, a man that is doing great, by the way, and I support him, when he started to support the EFCC, I support the EFCC like I supported them a lot in Yahya Bello's situation.
All right.
Didn't he say, I will resign if Yahya Bello is not prosecuted? Today, Yahya Bello's case is already in court. So you see, there's a level of high-handedness. If you don't have power in this country, you suffer and die. If you have power, you go scot-free. Right. President Tinubu, all of this is happening under your watch. I will ask you a question.
All right.
So,
all right.
It's in the era of President Tinubu, all of this happening. We have to speak truth to power.
All right.
Let's call a spade a spade now. What country are we living in?
All right. Okay.
The leader is the moral head of every country. The leader is the moral head.
There are legal processes.
All right.
You know, law is not emotion.
Fantastic.
We know, but the leader is the moral head.
All right.
He's the moral head.
Let's finish this.
What he has done is wrong.
Tinubu cannot amend any law.
No.
The leader is the moral head. That's what we are saying. That's not the question.
Of the legislature.
Right.
It's the high-handedness we are talking about.
I'm talking law. I'm not talking emotions.
At the end of the day, Serap and NGE has called for a review of the Cybercrime Act, and that is their point. Really, that's all they're asking for at this point. And I think that it is important for that sort of conversation to begin to take center stage. We're asking for the rule of law to be obeyed.
This is from the official Facebook handle of Amnesty International Nigeria. Free very dark man now. Number one, the Nigerian authorities must end the arbitrary detention of Martins Vincent Jose, widely known as Very Dark Man. His detention by the EFCC is a clear abuse of power, solely meant to intimidate and harass him, and other activists. Two, the circumstances and events leading up to the arrest or kidnap and in detention show clear abuse of power and bizarre attempt to silence the voice of Very Dark Man, punishing people for exercising their right to freedom of expression is unlawful. No institution is above criticism or scrutiny. Very Dark Man, legitimate attempt to make corporate and public institutions to be accountable to the people is perfectly within his right. Frequent manipulation of government agencies to silence dissenting voices undermines rule of law. The right to freedom of expression is guaranteed by the Nigerian Constitution and international law. It is completely unacceptable for the police, whose duty is to protect lives and property and uphold the rule of law, to become willing to or suppressing freedom of speech. Okay.